Has someone you love begun to change in small, quiet ways over the past year? Little things you once brushed off as just getting older. The hard truth is that the body often gives gentle warnings months, even a year, before life reaches its final stage, and because those clues look small at first, families commonly miss them until it's too late to prepare. This video will walk you through 5 of the clearest signs that an elderly person may be entering their final year. Knowing these signs early gives you time to provide kinder care, make meaningful memories, and ensure your loved one's remaining time is filled with comfort, dignity, and peace. Stay with us. Learning these warnings now will help you act with compassion when it matters most. Sign 1: Significant unintentional weight loss. Significant unintentional weight loss in an elderly person is one of the clearest and most concerning signs that their body may be quietly shifting toward the final stage of life. And while at first it may seem like something minor, clothes fitting looser, belts needing another notch, or a favorite dress no longer sitting right, it often carries a much deeper meaning than just losing a few pounds. Unlike weight loss from dieting or exercise, this kind happens without effort, without intention, and sometimes without the person even noticing until family members or caregivers point it out. The truth is, as the body begins to slow down, it doesn't process food, nutrients, and energy the way it once did. Appetite may fade because taste buds weaken, chewing becomes tiring, or the simple desire for food disappears. In some cases, illnesses like heart failure, cancer, kidney disease, or even depression can contribute to the gradual shedding of weight, stealing away muscle and strength in ways that affect independence, energy, and resilience. What makes this especially heartbreaking is the emotional impact, not just on the person going through it, who may feel embarrassed or discouraged by their declining body, but also on loved ones who watch helplessly as once strong hands grow thin and fragile. Families often try to fight this change by encouraging more food, cooking favorite meals, or offering treats, but they quickly realize the appetite just isn't there, and forcing food can bring more discomfort than relief. Instead, the best approach is to shift the focus away from getting the weight back toward comfort, dignity, and nourishment in smaller, more meaningful ways. A spoonful of a favorite dessert, a sip of warm soup, or a soft piece of fruit can bring more joy and peace than a full plate of food they cannot finish. These moments of shared meals, no matter how small, become less about nutrition and more about love and presence. Weight loss at this stage is often a message from the body that it is conserving energy, preparing for a gentler rhythm of life, and reminding us that what matters most now isn't calories or pounds, but comfort, connection, and the chance to spend time together. For families and caregivers, recognizing this shift is painful, but it is also an invitation to embrace what is left with tenderness, sitting close, holding a hand, and cherishing the person before you, even as their body grows frailer. Sign 2: Extreme fatigue and weakness. Extreme fatigue and weakness in someone nearing the end of life can be one of the most visible and emotionally heavy changes to witness, because it is more than just being tired. It is a deep exhaustion that sleep, rest, or even long hours in bed can no longer fix, as though the body itself has lost the energy to keep up with even the simplest tasks of daily living. You may notice that climbing a few steps, getting dressed, or even lifting a spoon suddenly feels like an overwhelming effort, and the person who once moved with ease now spends most of the day sitting or lying down, conserving the little strength they have left. For family members, it can be heartbreaking to see someone who was once vibrant and full of life now struggle to keep their eyes open or finish a sentence without losing their breath. This weakness is not laziness, and it is not a lack of willpower. It is the body's way of signaling that energy is being redirected away from activity and toward the vital organs and processes that are working hard just to sustain life. Along with the physical toll, the emotional side is just as powerful, as many older adults feel frustrated that they can no longer do what they once loved, whether it's gardening, reading for hours, or simply walking to the porch to enjoy fresh air. Some may apologize for being a burden, not realizing that their presence alone is still a gift to those who love them. Caregivers, in turn, often feel torn between wanting to encourage movement and understanding the need for rest, but what truly matters in these moments is not how much gets done, but how much love and comfort are shared. A gentle touch, sitting quietly by their side, or offering help with dignity, such as assisting them into bed or handing them a cup of water, can mean more than words. In these times, it's important to honor the body's natural slowing, to shift the focus from productivity to presence, and to find beauty in the stillness, even when the weakness feels overwhelming. Extreme fatigue is the body's way of whispering that it needs peace, and for families, it becomes an opportunity to adjust expectations, cherish smaller interactions, and treasure every smile, every glance, and every moment of connection that remains. Sign 3: Cognitive confusion or emotional withdrawal. Cognitive confusion or emotional withdrawal is another gentle but powerful sign that the body and mind are slowly preparing for the final stages of life, and for loved ones, it can be both confusing and heartbreaking to witness. A senior who once remembered every detail of their day, their family stories, or the names of neighbors may now struggle to recall simple things, forget familiar faces, or mix up times and places, leaving them disoriented or unsure of where they are. At times, they may even say things that don't seem to make sense, or they may drift in and out of conversations, as though their mind is wandering between this world and another. Along with this, there is often emotional withdrawal, where the person becomes quieter, less talkative, and less interested in activities or visitors that once brought them joy. This isn't rejection, and it isn't a lack of love, rather, it is the soul's way of turning inward, of focusing its remaining energy on peace and transition instead of on the outside world. For family and friends, it may feel painful when a loved one no longer engages with them in the same way, but it is important to remember that even in silence, connection is still present. A gentle hand held, a soft voice reading a prayer, a favorite song playing in the background, these moments still reach the heart, even if words are no longer exchanged. Confusion and withdrawal may also bring fear to some elders, as they may realize their thoughts are slipping, or they may sense themselves becoming less connected to reality, and in those times, calm reassurance and loving presence can be deeply comforting. Sitting beside them without rushing, offering kindness without expectation, and respecting their need for quiet can help ease both their heart and yours. This stage is not just about fading memories or silence, it is a tender, sacred time where the mind loosens its grip on daily concerns and begins preparing for something beyond. For caregivers and loved ones, the greatest gift is patience, compassion, and the understanding that though the words may grow fewer and the awareness may dim, the bond of love remains strong and unbroken, carrying through every moment until the very end. Sign 4: Frequent infections and slow healing. Frequent infections and slow healing are often overlooked signs that a senior's body is becoming weaker and may be entering its final stages, and while it can feel alarming or discouraging, it is also a gentle signal that the body's natural defenses are slowing down. In the younger years, the immune system is strong and quick to fight off a cold, a small wound, or even a fever, but as we age, and especially when the body is preparing for the end, this protective shield becomes thinner and more fragile. A simple cut that once healed in a few days may now take weeks, a minor cold can linger and drain the body, and even small infections can become difficult to overcome. For families, watching a loved one go through this can stir feelings of worry and helplessness, especially when every doctor's visit seems to bring little improvement. Yet, this slowing of healing is not just about the body's decline, it is the body gently conserving its limited energy, no longer focusing on repair, but instead slowly preparing for rest. For seniors themselves, this can bring frustration, as they may remember being strong and resilient, able to recover quickly, and now find themselves struggling with even small health issues. In these moments, patience and tender care mean everything. A warm blanket when they feel chills, homemade soup when appetite is low, gentle help in cleaning and dressing wounds, and simply sitting close when they feel weak. These little acts of love can bring comfort beyond medicine. It is also important for caregivers and family to recognize that frequent infections or slow healing are not failures or neglect, but natural steps in the journey of life. The goal during this time is not to fight endlessly for strength that may not return, but to focus on comfort, peace, and presence. Sometimes, that means fewer hospital visits and more time spent together at home, holding hands, sharing memories, or simply being there quietly. Though the body may be more fragile, the heart still feels love, and the spirit still longs for connection. By understanding this stage with compassion, we can ease fear and frustration and replace them with acceptance and gentleness. In the end, frequent infections and slow healing are less about sickness and more about the body's way of signaling that it is ready to rest, inviting both the elder and their loved ones to shift their focus from curing to caring, from fear to love, and from clinging to letting go peacefully. Sign 5: Major changes in breathing or circulation. Major changes in breathing or circulation are among the most noticeable and emotional signs that the body is nearing the end of its journey, and while they can be difficult to witness, they are also gentle signals that the body is slowly letting go. Breathing patterns may shift in ways that feel unsettling, sometimes slow and shallow, other times fast and uneven, with long pauses in between breaths. Families often notice what is called Cheyne-Stokes breathing, where breaths come in cycles, heavy and deep at first, then fading into soft, almost imperceptible pauses before starting again. These changes can create moments of fear, especially for loved ones who may hold their breath alongside the elder, waiting anxiously for the next inhale. Circulation also begins to slow down, and this may show in cold hands and feet, pale or bluish skin, or lips that look darker than usual. The heart, once strong and steady, works harder with less strength, and this can lead to fatigue, dizziness, or swelling in the legs and ankles. For the person experiencing it, these shifts can bring discomfort or restlessness, but they also reflect the body's natural process of conserving energy, directing it inward rather than outward. It is not a sign of suffering so much as a sign of transition, where the body begins to release its tight grip on life. For families, it is a tender time to sit close, to offer warm blankets, soft words, gentle touches, and reassurance that their loved one is not alone. A quiet room, calm breathing together, and even soft music can bring peace when breathing feels strained or circulation weakens. Doctors and caregivers often remind families that these changes are normal, part of the body's preparation, not something that can or should always be fixed. Instead, it is a moment to shift focus from fear to presence, from asking, "How do we stop this?" to "How can we comfort them right now?" Breathing and circulation are the rhythm of life, and when they change, it is as if the body is playing its final song, slower, softer, fading gently into silence. Though it may bring tears and heartache, it also offers families a sacred chance to be present, to hold a hand, to whisper love, and to provide the comfort of companionship as their elder makes this final transition. In truth, major changes in breathing or circulation are not just physical events, but emotional invitations to slow down, to accept, and to walk with tenderness alongside someone you love as they prepare for their peaceful rest. My dear friends, we've walked together through some of the most tender and important signs that an elderly person may be approaching their final year of life. These changes, whether in weight, strength, mind, or breath, are not meant to frighten us, but to prepare us, to help us see the quiet whispers of the body with understanding and love. If you are walking this path with someone you care about, remember that your presence, your patience, and your compassion are the greatest gifts you can give. Life's last chapter is not just about endings, it's about honoring the journey, cherishing the memories, and offering comfort until the very last moment. If this video touched your heart or gave you insight, I kindly invite you to like, share, and subscribe to Timeless Wisdom Path, so more families and elders can find comfort and guidance through these conversations. Together, we can create a community of love, awareness, and support, because none of us should walk this path alone. Until next time, stay gentle, stay grateful, and may peace be with you and your loved ones.